Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome back to a post-game commentary, this time for the road to Grandmaster, and we are going to Warhead Junction, or as we've come to affectionately call it on stream, Snoozehead Junction, or Snoodhead Snooshin. As you can see, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this map, not a big fan of this map at all. I really don't like it, but, in this video, as you can see by my hover, we're going to be picking a bit of a different hero and diving into a different type of playstyle. And this is the Nubkeks method, guys, of dealing with a map that you're just not enjoying, a map that you don't look forward to playing on. This is what I like to do. I did this before. I used to hate Tomb of the Spider Queen, right? Tomb of the Spider Queen, I hated that map. Never wanted to play on it. Always sucked. Whenever Tomb of the Spider Queen came up, I gave a big sigh. I said, alright, well, Tomb of the Spider Queen, here we go. And what I did was, and what I like to do is, go onto that map, stop, think about it, and then find a few heroes for that map that I wouldn't really play that much on other maps, that are specific to the map. And then you pick them for that map and have a ton of fun. So, for example, in this game, we're going to play Azmodan on Warhead Junction. And we're going to... I'll talk about why in a second. On Tomb of the Spider Queen, Lunara, who is actually being hovered by my teammate down here, that's one of the heroes that I went for on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I said, well, hey, you know, whenever I play on Tomb, I get to play my Lunara. And I love Lunara. And that actually made Tomb much more bearable for me. Or then I said, well, I also, you know, Tomb of the Spider Queen is a great opportunity to play Kelvis. It's a great opportunity to play Nazebo, Johanna, Chromie, right? So I'm going into Tomb of the Spider Queen now. And even on stream just yesterday, I was saying, man, I can't wait to... I really want a Tomb game. That'd be awesome. Because I now got a bunch of heroes, like 4 or 5 heroes, that I really want to play on that particular map. And it's a ton of fun. I mean, if you do that with every single map in the game, that's over like 50 games that you've got set up of heroes that you want to play on each particular map. So Warhead Junction then. You can see pretty interesting draft coming out so far. A bit weird and all over the place. But that's okay. We went for the early Azmodan pick. And again, I was just saying, you know what? This map, it kind of sucks. I don't like it. It's absolutely huge. So it becomes quite wonky. It's quite focused, honestly, on globals. On like ganking and skirmishes. It's quite strange. It normally goes quite late as well because the map is so big. It's hard to end the game. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. So yeah, actually, just very briefly here, we're talking about like what to pick here. Tychus or Lunara, I think would be okay. So we want something that does like good, consistent damage because I'm doing Azmodan, so we're not going to have consistent range damage in the team fight. So Lunara or Tychus. He was hovering Vala as well. I don't like that. Vala is difficult without double support, in my opinion, because she's so squishy, and she would be a pretty easy kill target for Tracer. So that could be a bit dodgy. But yeah, you can see, by the way, just going through this draft as well, before we talk about Warhead Junction a bit more, they first banned Varian because the team captain wanted to pick Tracer. And then they grabbed Brightwing as well, knowing that he was going for Tracer too, to remove that sort of counter pick in the support role. They get Tychus and they get Zarya, so they got a pretty scary composition. And we're looking fairly okay. We're probably going to grab this Malf. Yep. No reason not to grab the Malf. He's got the Silence, which can just kill Tracer, basically. If she goes in deep, gets hit by the Twilight Dream, it can be a very, very dead Tracer. And it should be a weird sort of game, this one. But yeah, this is such a strange map. I say... The thing about it as well, right, is that it's also the most banned map in the first 2 weeks of the HGC so far. It is the most banned map. Nearly every team is banning this one. So we don't even get to see pro play on it and kind of like build up the better strategies or stuff from there. It's just a bit of a chaotic mess, honestly, is this one. Globals are really powerful, like really, really powerful. Dahaka, Falstad are awesome here. I say like heroes that are good at ganking. And smaller skirmishes, because you do have smaller skirmishes quite a bit, are very good here. So Tracer should be fairly good. Zeratul, very good as well. Varian, very strong too, actually. You know, he can just, his single target lockdown and stuff can be incredibly impactful. All sort of things like that. But Azmodan should work here pretty well too. Is he going to be like S tier or tier 1 in this map. I don't know, but I think he's like, it's a good map for Azmodan. I think Azmodan is going to do well in this map. Basically, we're going to focus on split pushing a whole bunch. We're going to focus on generating loads of XP, poking people off of the nuke points, and then just pushing the lanes and trying to get big value out of the Azmodan pushes. That's our goal right here. It's quite funny when you get a speed boost. You feel like the super nimble thing. It doesn't really suit the look of him, but he's super nimble. I also forgot to mount back up again at the start of this game, which was kind of funny. But there you go. Level 1, I did pick up Sieging Wrath. Every time our Globe of Annihilation hits a hero, which is our Q, its damage is increased by 4 up to 100. After hitting 25 heroes, it improves the range by 33% and it gives it an additional 100 damage. So it stacks up very quickly. I'm throwing the Q down the lane. Probably should have thrown it maybe a bit more to the north, considering we're going to be fighting over Vision Point. Arthas is almost dead already. In fact, never mind, Arthas is dead already. We're firing the laser there at Tracer, just try to slow her down. Going to try land a Q here as well. Obviously, the enemy team is moving forward, so that doesn't hit. And throw a General of Hell up to the north. So, this is our trait, the General of Hell. That was a very nice flip by Artanis, and we get ourselves a kill. Start this off, got to throw a Q. Try hit the minions and the heroes. We actually hit 2 heroes there. So, or was that 3? We've got 3 stacks anyway. And we're looking fairly good for this game. So, General of Hell. 30-second cooldown. You can cast it while you're mounted. It doesn't dismount you or anything. You stick this in a lane. What this does... Well, first of all, it's an extra minion in the lane, which will push it down. And it's a fairly strong minion as well. It also gives 15% more damage and 15% more health to everything that's nearby it. All the minions... summons from Azmodan mercenaries that are nearby. So it gives them a really big buff. Malfurion actually disconnects, by the way, and I think he's going to die here. Yeah, he dies here, so that was unfortunate. He's rejoined the game just as he died. Zarya gets flipped back in and dies as well. Artanis is already going to escape. Yeah, that's funny using his Q there to just like juke out a little bit. We get a stack of Q there on the way out too. And our goal here in the early game is going to be to just push lanes in with our Q, try to hit heroes with the Q as well, and get that quest stacking, and then use our trait basically on cooldown. And you want to target the lane where the enemy has the least amount of wave clear, or where you've got a fairly strong push. So for example, you can see I'm targeting, in this game, not targeting the Dahaka lane, I'm actually targeting the top lane, helping Arthas out with his push. He's going up against the Brightwing, they're going to struggle a little bit depushing that, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Now in this case we see Arthas has left the top lane, we don't have a hero there anymore, so I'm going to send the trait down to the bottom lane instead, help Lunara out as well, because there is a nuke to be captured down there. So give her a bit more vision, help out a little bit, throwing some of my W's down the lane as well. We can see Lunara pick that up, looks like she's actually going to kill Tracer by herself. Almost. Tracer removes the poison using her recall. We're going to throw a Q in here, try hit the Tracer. We almost hit the Tracer, but she makes a run for it. We fire our E off onto the Dahaka. But Tracer gets taken out by the Lunara. Nice work by her. Now that we've got fairly good control of this lane, throw the General of Hell down here and get that pushing in. At level 4, I do pick up Army of Hell, which increases the Demon Warrior, which is our W, damage by 20%, and reduces the mana cost by 20. So half mana cost for your W, and they do 20% more damage. This is really nice. This basically makes your W usable. You know, around question marks. I was like, why did he die? I don't understand what just happened right there. Anyway, gotta throw a Q in here as well. We're kind of just YOLO pushing. Gonna throw once again that General of Hell up towards the top. We're just gonna start working on this fort. And here Dahaka moving in. Unfortunately, Lunara's in a bit of trouble. I was kind of had a tough decision here of, should I stop killing this fort? I probably should. Anyway, the whole enemy team does arrive, of course. Remember, they do have globals. So, all of us die. We took out the fort, though. But yeah, a lot of us die. Which is bringing the enemy team back in. In fact, is he going to make it out of there? Looks like Artana should live. And level 7, I actually had some pretty big decisions to make. I wasn't sure which one to get. So we lost 3 heroes. The enemy gets some structural damage. Bear in mind, Arthas is also getting structural damage as well. So we lost out in terms of XP because some of our heroes died. But in terms of structures, we're actually coming out ahead on top. We're getting an extra lane of soak. We're equaling their push, and then we took out the fort on top of it. So that could have been better. And in hindsight, I probably would have stopped attacking the fort and focused on zoning out maybe the Tracer or something. But oh well. Say Livy. Gotta throw some of my W's down this lane. You can use your W's to scout, you can use them to do a whole bunch of things. And once again, continue to try to stack our Q as much as we can. Gonna throw some lasers on Tychus. And then this should be pretty nice. There we go. We get a stack of Q and we get to hit the minion wave at the same time. Happy days. That makes us very happy people indeed. Looks like Arthas is going to die. Artanis is coming up to take the middle lane, so we're making our way to the top. We're going to try soak this lane, push these guys back, and I think there's a bit of a sound effect there. Oh yeah, Malfurion also disconnected once again. He does not have very good internet, which is a mild problem. But luckily, okay, good. Wow, right talents. Luckily, they got the talents. There's a Dahaka here. Hello, friend. And Artanis is in a rough spot, but he will just about make it out. I'll be able to delay this this warhead thing. Pretty much no problem. I was expecting Dahaka to be in the other brush, so I'm in a little bit of trouble right here. I have seen that my allies are on the way. Dahaka actually burrows down. Arthas is coming. Trying to just reveal him. Didn't quite work out. Dahaka does burrow away, but it means we're going to get this warhead. Looks like they got one to the bottom, and they're putting up a good fight for one in the middle. Or, yeah, right in the middle as well. I'm going to take this warhead. I'm just going to push top lane here. I'm not going to join this fight. It's not really my strength. I'm going to be better off actually just pushing in this top fort, taking it down. I'm going to nuke that, and then we're going to come in and pick it off with the laser as well. Actually, I'm going to throw out a Q here. I don't think it really matters. The warhead would have killed those things. Going to waddle my way slowly while firing that laser. Take out the fort. Very nice. We're going to take out a tower as well. And we've established for ourselves a good structural lead here. We've got one nuke each, actually. I think our teammates did win that middle one. So well played by them. Or maybe not. Maybe they didn't. I'm not sure. We're going to throw our general down to the bottom lane, get that pushing. I think the general also gets XP if it last hits stuff. Dahaka has gone in deep, and it's not looking too good for him. He does pop his adaptation. He heals up quite a lot. We pop Blackpool and the laser, and then just start firing some basic attacks in. They are on the run. Fire the Q. Didn't hit anyone that time. The enemy team does get pushed off. Really nice get that Dahaka kill, especially because he was carrying the nuke, and that's 2 nukes for us, which is happy days. Zarya gets pulled back into the team. We pop the Blackpool. We pop the laser on her, then fire off a Blackpool Q as well. We see the top lane. There's a big stack of minions for us, so I'm going to fire my General of Hell up towards the top. Get that pushing in. That might get some structural damage there as well. And that's basically what we're looking to do. We want to be paying attention to the side lanes in particular at all times during this game, and just get that pushing, pushing, pushing. Keep throwing our W's in the lane wherever we are. Get that pushing, pushing, pushing. Throw the Q's out. And gonna be pretty awesome. I forgot to talk about some other talents. Level 7, Infernal Globe is what I grabbed, which decreases the cast time and travel time of Globe of Annihilation by 40%. I picked it in particular here just to make, you know, landing those long range globes a bit easier because it is such a big map, and also to just have a more guaranteed interrupt on the nuke channel. So that's why I picked that one up. I do think Bound Minion there on level 7 is also a really good talent, which is that using your General of Hell on a minion gives the minion 75 armor from non-heroes, and then also increases their non-heroic damage by 100%. So it's even more pushing power, which is pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. It's like it's a promote on a minion, basically. It makes them supercharge, which is quite nice. I'm looking for a good Q opportunity. We hit a couple of heroes right there. This Dahaka once again going pretty low. Adaptation gives him a really large heal though. And this isn't looking too good for us. Not sure that we can continue fighting this one. Gonna throw in a Q. Trying to get the Tychus. Didn't quite get him. And looks like Arthas may go down. He does get taken out by the Pulse Bomb from Tracer. I feel like we might have overcommitted a little bit to that fight. Once Artanis had got down, we probably wanted to back off. We get a good Q this time. Our minions, while they're in that Blackpool, do extra damage as well, by the way. We actually get caught in Zarya's thing, which is interesting. We just start our Q and our E channel back off, land a nice big Q, and that's actually the quest completed. So now we've got extra range and extra damage on our Q, which will stack up nicely with the Blackpool. I was hoping to hit Tychus. Actually, a beautiful route, though, came out and ensured he was going to go down. He's almost killing Malfurion, but we do pick him off. Throw a General of Hell down here just to empower our summons and make us do more damage and so on. Cue the minion wave. Zarya is actually still alive with a sliver of HP, continues doing damage. And at level 13, I like to grab Hellforged Armor. This makes our Demon Warriors do Basically, they got Burning Rage. They do a bit of AoE damage every second and take half damage from non-heroic sources. So it just makes those little warrior guys way more effective at pushing the lanes. They take half damage from structures, from minions, from mercs, and then they're doing this like consistent AoE damage, a little bit of bonus. Arthas does die in the mid lane, or top lane. Unfortunately, fighting over a nuke. And yeah, people are getting a little bit salty. Again, I understand, I hate getting spam pings. You know, it's the classic, like, you know, danger ping as someone is literally about to die. So actually, yeah, at this stage, I was like, they're just arguing. I'm like, there's no point listening. So I just turn off the chat. Like, I don't need to hear the chat. I can ignore it completely safely, and it's all fine. So that's what we'll do. Paying attention, once again, to both of these lanes. What you do, what I do with this combo is, if you use Alt or, if you self-cast, use the self-cast modifier again. By default, it's Alt or, you will cast the black pool under yourself. So you don't need to look at that. All you need to look at is your Qs, which is nice. You get a globe down this way. We need to watch out for this Dahaka, obviously. He's just trying to zone a bit for the Malf and get him out of there, and he does escape, which is nice. We're engaging a pretty big fight here. This should be a good Q. There we go. Goodbye, Brightwing. Brightwing explodes, and we're getting a nice laser onto Dahaka. Nice flip from Artanis, locks him down. Beautiful ice block as well from the Malf. And he is able to walk out of here too. Taika is down in bottom lane, so we're going to split push the top. They're actually going to have vision of us here. I actually walked into that a little bit, which wasn't ideal. Going to Blackpool and laser the boss. We probably actually should I probably should lead off with like a Blackpool Q, then laser the boss, I guess. We're just going to try burn this thing down as quickly as possible. Enemy team making a big push in the mid lane. They're probably going to nuke that mid keep, which is unfortunate. They also killed Artanis, who was there. Dahaka, we can hear him arriving in. Where is he? There he is. Hey, buddy. We actually do hit him with the Q because he cancels his burrow pretty much immediately. And he's in a rough spot. Lunara slowing him down with a leaping strike. And we focus our laser there on the Brightwing, and she gets melted. Go for the Q. Didn't quite hit. And we can continue on this push on the keep. To a certain degree anyway. We've got a boss here. We've got Azmodan, which is very nice. The enemy team actually uses a nuke to defend, which is very smart. That's actually going to clear out pretty much an entire minion wave. So that was very smart. That will prevent tons of damage. I was actually very impressed with that move. Gonna throw my general just down the bottom lane. He might actually get picked off fairly soon. I've got no mana here, so we need to back off. And there we go, we back off. So the boss got some value, but the nuke from the enemy team denied an awful lot of it. That was a very, very good nuke. Kind of perfect positioning for them. Malf's in trouble. His pings to let the teammates know that he is in trouble. And I'll be able to zone these guys out. We got our well up in a few seconds. Malf can also restore some of our mana, so we can delay this pretty well. Gonna grab that for mana. Looks like there's a fight happening down here, and that's a very dead Arthas. Not sure what he was doing in that position. Gonna try land a big Q. We hit, I think, 2 heroes. That's okay. Throw a general to get the split push going. Once again, if everyone is fighting, they're not split pushing. And we're just gonna sit here and delay this as much as possible. Hello, Zarya. Say hello to my little demon warrior. We're gonna send him down this way. And we're going to hit Zarya with the Q. And we're going to run up, hit her with a basic attack, and back off. We don't really want to stay and fight the Zarya. I'm going to ping for help. I can't really do this on my own. Zarya, expecting the Q coming in this time, pops her thing. Well, alright Zarya, if you don't have your personal shield, I'm just going to hit you with a Blackpool Q then and do maximum damage. Try drive her off. Start channeling on this. Gonna throw a Demon Warrior out here, continue channeling, but Brightwing arrives. That's unfair. Tracer goes down in mid lane though. Brightwing wasn't there to help. A nice couple of kills for us. Brightwing does dodge the Q. We're gonna come up and just basically attack the Brightwing. So you can't capture that. And the Azmo delay continues. She's gonna burn through this Zarya shield. Just try to get as much damage on her as possible. Teammates are incoming. And yeah, in the meantime, our team have pushed in the mid lane and are nuking the mid keep. So that's pretty good stuff. Gonna throw a general to the top lane. Unfortunately, Brightwing arrives straight after. What a jerk. I'm gonna Hearthstone for mana. Letting my teammates know, guys, be careful. You got a little bit of time to push in, but the enemy team is respawning. I need to go back for mana, and then I'm gonna clear out this wave as well. get this bottom lane deep pushing. Did I say level 16 I pick up Battleborn. If Globe of Annihilation hits an enemy, a Demon Warrior is summoned. So you get a free W whenever you hit something with your Q. And bear in mind that our Ws are doing 20% more damage from our level 4 talent, and they're doing AoE damage with the level 13 talent as well. So that's a bunch of little extra damage, which is pretty cool. Now this is a bit dodgy. By a bit dodgy, I mean this is very dodgy. So we just don't want to die here. We're going to try land a Q, do a good chunk of damage. We do hit Tracer and there's a bit of damage. I'll throw out some Ws as we go. And that's kind of bad for us, so... I was looking at talents at the time. I didn't really spot what was going on the map. I think our teammates just kind of overcommitted a bit, didn't fully respect the respawn timers of the enemy team, and got punished by that. Now we know that the enemy is pretty much doing the boss. We could take the siege camp. It is quite risky. It is quite risky. The enemy could and really ought to be stealing this siege camp away. I suppose it's a pretty weak one. It doesn't matter overly much. They could definitely be looking into doing that. But at the moment, it's pretty much just a case of just stay safe for myself and Lunara, wait for everyone to respawn. It's kind of crazy, you know, 15.5 minutes into the game, half your team gets wiped out, and it's you know, Warhead Junction, Snoozehead Junction, it's not really gonna have that much of a negative impact on us. Like, we're all alive by the time the boss is, like, not even halfway down the lane, you know? It's not even halfway down the lane. Like, we're all here. We've been waiting a little while for this to actually arrive. I'm gonna nuke this boss, actually. Once again, I'm learning from the enemy's tactics here. Just kill this boss as quick as possible. I was like, you guys nuked a boss? Well, we're gonna nuke a boss. Throw a general up towards the top. Don't want to get caught in the nuke. And someone's dead already. That's not good. Lunara. Oh, again, I wasn't super paying attention. I feel like that was a leaping strike mistake. And now this is bad. This is how Snoozehead Junction gets lost. Is when you die, like, right outside your base. So the enemy team doesn't have to run the whole way. We're just doing, once again, the Blackpool laser combo on the Dahaka. He goes very low. We're going to land a big Q. Do a bit more damage to him again. Actually hit multiple members of the enemy team. We didn't have Blackpool to empower that Q, but it's still pretty good. We're going to throw a general just here in this particular lane, just to try to wipe this boss out as quickly as possible. Get that 15% extra damage just from the minions. Every little helps. In the top lane, by the way, our split pushing has been doing good work. It's actually got that keep almost dead. Now, we are behind in keeps, unfortunately, but that's life. Gonna just queue this wave, and the W that spawns from that queue is going to do a lot of work in pushing that back. We're gonna make our way up now towards our team. Enemy team hitting level 20. We want to join up with our team. Bottom lane isn't a problem. Like, they're not gonna core us off this, so bottom lane we can pretty much ignore. We want to de-push it, but we can kind of ignore it as well. We definitely want to stick with our team and protect mid, keep, and top keep. We don't really care about the fort. But yeah, as I'm saying here to the team, wait for 20. We really don't want to do anything much quite yet. Throw out the general actually in this bottom lane. We spot Zarya's up top, so we're feeling fairly safe here. Sure, they've got level 20, but uh-oh. Zarya's not there, so that's something. Arthas gets mildly caught, but does get out thanks to a nice cleanse. Joining up with the team, and this is looking pretty dodgy. We're actually the one that gets caught by the Hackathon, which makes me very happy, because we really don't care about that. Going for the Q, it doesn't really hit anything, but we get, once again, a nice E with the Blackpool, which melts through that Dahaka with the help of our team, and that's actually a kill for us, level 19 to 20. Get a good Q this time, hit 2 heroes, and Zarya's going to go down as well. Actually, never mind, she has her level 20, which keeps her alive for a little bit. Once again, our favorite or E combo. Gonna go for a Q here. We do catch Tracer as she's mounting up. Get off your mount, Tracer. Get off your mount. We're gonna throw a minion up towards the top. Get that top lane pushing once again. I'm kind of low on mana, so I'm going to run down to the bottom. Artanis is gonna nuke the top keep. He missed though, so it actually survives, and I think he's gonna die. We're gonna do maximum wave clear right here. Once again, get that top lane pushing as much as we can. Never mind, Artanis didn't die. No, wait, no, sorry, he did. He got killed by neutral creeps. That's unfortunate. We're going to try clear out these catapults. We don't want them stacking up, especially not with the siege camp. That pushing in on core is actually fairly bad. And oh yeah, level 20 now picked up forced recruitment, which is so good. I love this talent. It reduces the cooldown of our trait by 10 seconds and it gains an additional charge. So now we have the super duper split pushing buffing minion every 20 seconds. which is awesome. And also, you know, if we're slightly slow on getting the perfect opportunity, the cooldown's ticking away. So you can see, for example, there, it took us, you know, 4 seconds to pick out a good opportunity to cast a minion. In fact, it actually cleared up straight away. But it took us a few seconds to do that, and we were still getting cooldown. We had 16 seconds then left on our D after that, which is awesome. It's just so good. I'm going to clear out these minions and get that top lane pushing once again. If we can get that push going and take out the keep with split push alone, that would be really nice. And the split push will get even more impactful then once we've got catapults. Once we start empowering catapults with our Generals of Hell, it's going to be great. It's going to be really great. We're calling for a boss here, which is quite intriguing. The bottom lane is a little bit scary. We've got nukes, a couple of nukes up top. There we go, actually doing the thing correctly this time around. Q into an E on the Blackpool for maximum damage output on the boss. Warheads are ready for collection. Artanis is defending. We can see they're picking up multiple warheads. So I'm not super sure if this is worth it, but this is a potential win condition down that top lane. So it's not necessarily terrible. I'm going to Hearthstone out here. It's feeling that we really don't have the position. If Artanis isn't with us, we really don't have the potential to fight and push in with the boss. Would love to push in with the boss, but without Artanis there, we really don't have the potential. Artanis is still down here, deep pushing this lane and really doing a very slow job of it. I really wish he would leave and go help. Keep does go down. We've got a General of Hell pushing in with those mercs behind the enemy team, and our team actually killed Tracer in a 3v5, which is huge. That's huge. Artanis is now making his way over. He realizes that, hey, actually bottom lane doesn't matter. And this is good. Enemy team does throw down a nuke. Zarya actually dies, and this should be a win for us. We have a warhead, we have a boss. They've got really nothing. Brightwing does warhead the boss, actually, and that might save them. It's going to do a fair chunk of damage. But we are pushing in on the core. Gonna Q this minion wave, just get rid of that. Blackpool E, this Dahaka actually cancelled the E by accident. I was spamming it. I was like, oh, the stress. Get a Q down on the core. Blackpool laser the core, and it goes down, and we pick up the game. Pick up the game. Again, I would have loved to have had my camera over there to the top left to see exactly how they kill Tracer. I would have loved to see that. But anyway, this is GG overall. We muted our entire team, so we don't know if they're saying GG back or what they're saying. But yeah. That was a pretty interesting game, and hopefully gives you an insight into like the sort of Azmodan split push. Always looking around the side lanes and trying to spot some of that. We dealt lots of damage with nukes. That's fine. I don't think that's a meaningful stat, honestly. Lots of siege damage. We did a fair chunk of hero damage too, and we got a ton of XP for our team. Sieging Wrath, Army of Hell, Infernal Globe, Blackpool, Hellforged Armor, Battleborn, and Forced Recruitment. That's the build that I like to use. You can mix it up. You can grab Bound Minion at level 7. It's actually quite nice for more split push, but makes your Q harder to use. It's definitely an option though. Demonic Invasion at level 10 can be fairly decent. I am a huge fan of Blackpool though. As you can tell from the gameplay, I love me some Blackpool. Nubkeks loves himself some Blackpool. I love the Blackpool with the Q, of Blackpool with the E. It's just great. I don't know. You'd have to do a lot to get me to give up my Blackpool. That's what I'm trying to say. Level. What other things would you pick up potentially? What else could I change? I'm not really sure. At level 20, actually, Fifth Circle, which is the upgrade for Blackpool, it's actually really good. Actually, really good. It makes all of your attacks and abilities with Blackpool slow attack and move speed by 40% for 3 seconds. That's actually pretty insane. It might even be better than Force Recruitment. I don't know. But I do love me some Force Recruitment. And just get all those lanes pushing like mad, create just crazy map pressure around the map, get all that vision from having your minion waves pushed up. And yeah, especially when the enemy team doesn't have like a good sort of lane clear heroes, you can do a lot. You can really put a lot of pressure on them and make their life difficult. I mean, for example, in this game, they really didn't have that great wave clear. They had Dahaka, and then they had Zarya, who's not the best. Tracer's not the best. Tychus and Brightwing are okay. Like, they had a few options, but they didn't. Yeah, they definitely struggled, I feel, against it, and that was good. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Azmodan, he's a ton of fun. So if you're finding Warhead Junction a bit of a bore of a map, definitely bust out the Azmodan, because he is a blast there. And hey, it's a type of hero you don't get to play that often, and he's quite effective there. So yeah, you can have a bit of fun playing a different type of hero on a different type of map, and don't necessarily fall asleep as much as you might otherwise do. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Give the thumbs up if you like the Azmodan gameplay. Let me know any other... In fact, yeah, if you guys have like particular map strategies or like map based heroes, do let me know, and then I can like try them out as well. I'd actually really like that. Like I said, the next one on my list at the moment is Chromia and Tomb of the Spider Queen a la Team Fnatic. I would like to try that. That seems really cool. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.